Guys, you've heard it before. This superfood will change your life, but really that's all marketing. So in today's video, I'm actually going to show you some foods that will help with performance, recovery, and overall health. Let's dive into the video. Superfoods that actually matter. The first thing we're going to talk about is what even is a superfood. My approach or my categorization of a superfood is just nutrient dense foods. There's no official definition of a superfood, but we can look at it in the lens of, oh, this food has a lot of micronutrients and macronutrients, it's nutrient dense, that could be a superfood. And what do we mean by nutrient dense? That's basically saying that, hey, this food is high in micronutrients or vitamins and minerals compared to the amount of calories within that food. And we all know how important micronutrients are to the body. So instead of focusing on hype, we're actually going to dive in a look at some of these superfoods that nourish, refresh, and fuel your body. Now, the first food we're going to go over is red meat. Red meat is actually a very underrated one because it gets a bad rep, right? We think of red meat, it's coming a little better nowadays with, the amount of influencers or people talking about grass-fed beef, organic red meat, all that good stuff. So it's getting a little better, but a common misconception of red meat was that its cholesterol was too high, it has too much saturated fat, it will give you heart disease. That's simply not true, right? The quality of our red meat is very important. We don't want to go to McDonald's and say, oh, this cheeseburger has a beef patty on it, that's red meat, that means I'm going to get big and strong, it's a superfood. No, because that is cooked in terrible oils, filled with all these different chemicals to preserve that beef patty, comes in a frozen plastic shipping thing, you know what I mean? So you gotta understand where you're actually getting your meat from, but red meat can be very beneficial. I mean, we are humans, we are omnivores. Our ancestors grew up on eating meat, so that sustained life then, it can sustain life now. Red meat has a lot of protein in it, has a lot of vitamin B12, has a lot of creatine, and a lot of iron, right? So these are some minerals and nutrients in red meat. The only thing about creatine that I will say is that don't expect to get your total amount of creatine you need just from eating red meat. You would need to eat like 3.5 pounds of meat every single day, which is just not feasible. So try to supplement with a creatine powder, because you're not going to be able to get all your creatine just from red meat. But besides that, it does have creatine and it does have a bunch of other micronutrients that are very important. And then going off that, red meat is one of the most nutrient dense foods us humans can have in our diet. And based on the micronutrients inside steak or any sort of red meat, it will support performance, it will support muscle growth, and it will actually help support the production of testosterone. Fuel for strength, guys. The second superfood we're going to talk about is eggs. And like red meat, eggs kind of get a bad rap too. But eggs are one of the most nutrient-dense foods we can eat. If you really think about an egg, it contains every single important vitamin, important mineral, important compound to make a living creature, a living animal, right? So why would that not be a nutrient-dense food? Eggs are full of complete proteins, healthy fats, and choline. Eggs are one of the best complete protein sources you can eat, and they also are great for brain function and cognitive function because of the healthy fats they contain, right? But eggs also get that bad rap because of the cholesterol. But as we know, dietary cholesterol, the cholesterol we actually consume, doesn't necessarily affect our cholesterol levels or LDL or HDL inside our body. And we know that too, cholesterol is produced in your liver, right? If our body is not having enough cholesterol, our liver will produce cholesterol, right? So it's not the cholesterol that's a problem. It's that your diet is full of junk, you're not exercising, and you're just not taking care and making healthy habit lifestyle changes. And take me, for example, I eat 6 eggs every single day, and my blood work, my biomarkers for LDL and HDL came back optimal. They came back perfectly fine. It's not cholesterol, that's not a problem. It's definitely not you eating eggs. The third superfood we're going to talk about are berries. Berries are great because they have a load of antioxidants and they're great for recovery too. Berries full of antioxidants help you fight off inflammation and oxidative stress, which helps you recover even faster from training. Any sort of berry is going to be a great addition in your diet and a good superfood. Number 4 is going to be fatty fish. Why is fatty fish good? Well, we know that healthy fats in our diet is great for hormone regulation, hormone function, right? Hormone production. So fatty fish contains a great amount of omega-3s, omega-3 fatty acids. It's great for recovery and then also hormones. I'm not someone who really likes to eat fish, so I supplement with omega-3s or fish oil, omega-3 fatty acids, and this is great for overall health, but it's specifically heart health too. So if you guys want some fish oil, Legion, a company that I get all my pre-workout from, all my supplements from, they're third-party tested. They're made with all natural ingredients, no artificial junk, no artificial flavors, no artificial colors. But if you need to start supplementing with omega-3s because you're not eating much fatty fish, go check out Legion, or just buy any fish oil. But if you're not eating fish, you need to get those omega-3 fatty acids in. So definitely look into buying fish oil as a supplement. And like I mentioned, fish or omega-3s are great for heart health, but they're also good to help reduce inflammation too, and actually help with muscle recovery as well. And number 5 is going to be leafy greens, right? A lot of people don't enjoy eating vegetables, myself included, but if we could just have a small portion of our diet with some leafy greens, that will help us a lot because they're full of micronutrients, great micronutrients. And then obviously that's magnesium, but that's a big one right there because a lot of people, especially in the US, are deficient in magnesium. So if we supplement with some leafy greens, we're gonna get a lot of micronutrients, including magnesium. And no, you're not gonna gain a bunch of muscle from eating leafy greens, but they do a lot of work behind the scenes, like helping with recovery, with sleep, and overall health. For our 6th and final superfood, we're gonna talk about potatoes, right? Potatoes are great because they are full of carbohydrates or energy and potassium. And a lot of people say, oh, I need potassium in my diet. Let me go eat a banana. Potatoes actually contain more potassium than banana. They have more carbs than a banana. They're one of the best foods we can also eat too. Why is carbs important? Because carbs are what gives us energy. And if you're anything like me, if you're any person who is in the demographic of why you follow or watch my videos, you work out, right? We need to have significant storages of energy if we are going to push maximal intensity effort inside the gym, right? Carbs are our main source of fuel. They're what helps in short bursts of heavy, intense, high intense training. So, having potatoes in your diet can help a lot with training and then also giving you some electrolytes like potassium. Potatoes are just simply one of the best carbohydrate sources for performance. They help your workouts and they help you just simply train harder. So that's a quick list of some superfoods you can start incorporating in your diet to feel better, to have better performance in the gym, and to just overall live a better, healthier lifestyle. Let's talk about what some people get wrong. The first point a lot of people mistake when it comes to superfoods is that, oh, this superfood will fix everything. No. Having a good diet will fix a lot of things, but if we're not active, we're not working out, we're not resistance training, we're not caring about sleep and recovery, and we're not having a healthy lifestyle full of good habits, a superfood is not going to fix much. The second point we're going to talk about is exotic foods. A lot of people assume that we need crazy different foods or this exotic fruit or this exotic thing. It's not the whole point. That's not the point at all, right? Every single food I listed, you can find in every grocery store, every single supermarket, any place you're shopping for groceries, every single food I just listed, you will be able to find. It's not about being crazy. It's not about being so nitpicky and specific about this crazy food or this crazy food. It's about sticking to the basics and fueling your body with whole foods that are healthy, full of micronutrients and macronutrients that are nutrient dense, that are going to fuel our body. Then the third point is that one food is going to give you results. No one single food is going to transform your body. The results you make will come from your total diet, being consistent, and lifestyle habits, not just one magic food. Now, the last thing we're going to talk about is what actually matters more than just your superfood. We want to focus on adequate amount of calories for our diet, having a good amount of protein for our body, and then also just being consistent, right? After we get that in check, then we can focus on quality of our foods. If you're missing on your calories, your protein, your micronutrients, a superfood is not going to save you. What they do is they enhance an already good diet, but they don't replace one. And guys, there's no magic food, there's only smart diets. If you can eat whole nutrient-dense foods, train hard, and stay consistent within the gym, that is actually what's going to shape your body into the best physique you've ever had, the best performance you've ever had. All right, guys, that wraps up the video. Leave in the comments below if you are eating any of these superfoods already, and drop it down below too which one you're most excited to start incorporating into your diet. If you're new here, my name is Zach. I'm a certified personal trainer and a certified nutritional coach. I like to make these YouTube whiteboard videos going over certain topics and then just putting them in old school simplistic terms for you guys to easily understand. If you're new here, drop a like, drop a comment, and like always, it means the world if you guys could go ahead and click that subscribe button and drop down below too any other future videos you want to see for me to make next. If you're interested in workout programs or coaching, visit my website, which is in the description below, where I have workout plans, 4 different workout plans for muscle growth, strength gains, a beginner program, and an intermediate program. If you're interested in more one-on-one personalized coaching, go ahead and follow my Instagram and shoot me a DM, and I'd be more than happy to help you guys get the ball rolling. And like always, if you have any other questions, I'm more than happy to answer them. I try to answer every single comment on any social media platform I use. So feel free to comment, and thank you guys so much for watching. God bless you all. The support has been unreal, and it's been a pleasure to make these videos for you guys. So I couldn't be more blessed and grateful for you guys taking your time out of the day to watch me. All right, guys, that's the video, right? We just went over some superfoods. We got potatoes for carbohydrates and potassium. We got eggs for choline, healthy fats, protein. We got red meat for a bunch of micronutrients and minerals and protein, creatine, vitamin B12. We got leafy greens, right, because those are full of micronutrients and magnesium. Then we got berries because they are also full of micronutrients and antioxidants. So, and then, yeah, no, I think I mentioned all of them. I don't know. Yeah, should be good. So yeah. Stay tuned for the next video. Thank you guys all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.